Brian Terrian with my 2025 updated tax tip video for Social Security disability applicants and recipients. I know every penny counts. Things are kind of tight out there, so I'm in hopes that some or maybe all of these will be beneficial for you. So regardless if you're thinking about applying or you're already in the approval process or approved, there's information I'm going to share with you that I trust will help you in your tax situation. But first, I have a disclaimer. I'm not a tax guy. I'm not a tax professional. I advocate to help people get their disability benefits, keep them, maximize them. It's what I've done for almost 2 decades. But I've collected these tips from a lot of you over the years that I've submitted these and research that we've done. So, hope you find these helpful. I'm going to share my screen with you. I'll cover lots of links and those will be in the video description. The first thing is you have to pay your taxes. This is an award letter and this is on page 4 of 6. It says if you're single and your total income is more than $25,000, or if you're married and you and your spouse have a total income of more than $32,000, you have to pay your taxes. So I'll just scroll up to the top, and all the award letters that I've seen include this tax piece. The government wants to get their money. So I strongly suggest that you pay your taxes and take the path of least resistance so you don't get in any tax issues with them. All right, so on to the tips. First one is there is a credit for elderly and disabled. And this could save you between $3,750 and $7,500 on your taxes. So I'm going to put the link around, and again, I'd take this, follow it. If you do your own taxes, maybe you can figure it out or bring it to somebody like with all these other tips so that you can understand if it would apply to you. So that's number one. Number 2 is Earned Income Tax Credit. This helps low to moderate income workers and families get a tax break. If you qualify, you can use this tax credit to reduce your taxes. Who qualifies? All the information is on this one as well. So that's tip number 2. This is a big one. It's 502, medical and dental expense deduction. Very common that individuals that are audience out there with sickness and injuries have these expenses. So medical expenses, these expenses exceed 7.5% of your adjusted gross income. You could qualify for this. Now this could include lots of things like co-pays, Medicare Part B premiums, anything that you have that is going to be medical and dental expense related. Like it's difficult to get dental insurance. Most people aren't insured and they're paying like out of pocket. So those could also apply to this. So that's a big one. Make sure you take advantage of it. Premium tax credit basis. The IRS will soon mail letters on behalf of Medicare and Medicaid services, sharing information about marketplace healthcare coverage. Now, I included this because when individuals get approved for disability and they're not Medicare eligible yet, they're commonly using the exchange, or while they're going through the approval process and COBRA may not be a suitable fit for them, or they can't afford COBRA. So when you're using the exchange, there's a tax credit that you could take advantage of. Now, if you had a hardship situation and you had to withdraw money from your 401k, and it was for medical expenses and other expenses that are outlined in here, then that also could be a deduction for you. So make sure you take advantage of that. Oftentimes people lose their job, their health goes, becomes challenged, then they have to turn to wherever they can, and the 401k unfortunately commonly takes a hit. I'm going to pivot a little bit in the conversation here to making money, like side hustles, small businesses, working part-time. There's a lot of tax advantages in this area. if you do something on your own, like you're not employed, or you're running a YouTube channel, or you're doing some freelance teaching or administrative work, or some of the other things that we teach you how to do here, you're in a position, being self-employed, where you can access a lot of deductions. And one of the common questions that people ask is how much money I can make. Now, if you're self-employed, then you can reallocate a lot of the expenses that you perhaps are already commonly incurring into this category, and it becomes a deduction. So first of all, just a general information about the IRS and businesses and hobbies and what's defined as them. And another thing to consider here is you can run a business at a loss for 3 out of 5 years and still capitalize on a tax benefit. So if you have a spouse that's working and you collectively have a tax situation, then that could be applicable for you, where it would help you out collectively from a tax perspective while you're building your business. Now, here is a key thing for those that are working independently and supplementing their income. It's impairment-related work expenses. And these are not a typical expense that you would be aware of unless you are a Social Security disability recipient. And this could be anything from transportation to home renovations to personal assistant, service dogs. There's all kinds of items that are in here that you can take advantage of. So in my opinion, the best way for people to really maximize their benefits is to do something on their own and to capitalize on these write-offs, these deductions. Now, I understand this isn't for everybody, but it's just my opinion. All right. The other thing is different states have different regulations on taxes. So, for example, in California, the tax rules in that state are going to be different than Vermont. So I would make sure you check on your local state tax to see if you're actually state. You're going to have to pay the federal tax, but if you're going to be subject to a state tax. And I'll put this article around here as well. The other thing is property taxes, like Texas and California. If you're a disability recipient, then there's a break on your property tax. One last tip I want to share with you, which is just an insider one. I don't have any reference to it from a website, but if you get approved for disability and you receive a substantial amount of back benefits, which many are now because the wait times are so long and the approval rates and all of that. But I'll use an example. Let's say that you receive $30,000 in back benefits and it comes in one lump sum and you receive that in 2024. Well, that could have a tax impact on you if you claimed all of that money in 1 year. But what I've known people to do is they can have their taxes, even it makes sense sometimes to refile taxes, so that that money is allocated over the several years that it took you to get approved. So if it's $30,000, it's going to probably be at least 2.5 years that it took you to get approved. So then that would break it down. Even if it was 2 years, simple math, it's going to be $15,000 each year. So take a look at that, see if that makes sense for you, and reallocating that so that you can save a few dollars on your taxes. Listen, if you know something that I don't know or we don't know, I would love for you to join us in the comments. Just drop a note. Hey, I did this and this helped. It would really be good. Or if you're in a state and you know of another way that would benefit individuals out there, then we would certainly like to hear from you so that we can share that information. Here at the Disability Digest, if you're new here, welcome, welcome. We encourage you to subscribe, ring the bell. We have live events on our YouTube channel. Most of the time they're on Wednesdays at 3:15. And then really the best way we can help you is if you join us as a member. There'll be a link around this video. And the reason for that is when you join us as a member, there's no cost to join us as a member. We're supported by ads and sponsors. But your profile that you complete when you join us, or if we haven't heard from you in a while, you update us, then we know what information is going to be most helpful for you. Are you trying to get approved? Did you just get approved? Have you been approved for a while? Are you going through a continuing disability review? All of these things allow us to get you the information that we have here at the Disability Digest. Of course, if you want to watch the, I don't know, probably close to 2,000 videos that's on our YouTube channel, you're welcome to do that. It's just a much more efficient way to do it. It will save you time, and there's no charge for your membership. Hope you find this helpful. I hope I've saved you some money on your taxes. Love to hear from you about that, of course. Make it a great day.